Welcome back to Sean's show, everyone. You guys, how are you doing? I'm here with Alex.
Hello.
Behind the keys. How are you, Alex?
I'm doing well. Thank you.
Happy May Day.
Thank you. Happy May Day.
It's May Day, and what that means is you may continue to work. Happy May Day. Let me look at what is May Day? Is it like Labor Day? No, it's a day where you may continue to do your job. You may not stop. May Day. You may not stop working. I didn't know. I feel bad recording this on May Day because obviously I don't want to be a cap. Alex here's working. I'm making someone work today. That makes me the bad guy. Now I didn't even realize that May Day was happening. That's because I read the Wall Street Journal. I didn't realize May Day was happening because all I read is the Wall Street Journal. If you're just listening, I hope you're doing well. I got a haircut. Can we cut to the side angle here? I don't know. I love my barber. I love him. But this is a Republican haircut. You are listening to a Republican show. This is a Nick Fuentes haircut. I'm sorry. So I didn't mean to do this. I am still a hippie. I look like Lindsey Graham's intern. I look like Lindsey Graham's intern that organizes Grindr visits for him. That's my job. I'm still a hippie. Okay. So, we have so much to get to. I hope you're doing well out there in the world. We are gonna get into a lot of stuff. Before we get into it, please review the show on Spotify. You hate hearing it. I hate saying it, but it really helps us grow the operation, which this is an operation. This is just like Operation Epic Kill. Why is every military operation now Epic Kill? It literally, was Epic Fury. These guys are such fucking losers, man. Yo, what does Operation Epic Fury accomplish? Operation Epic Fury, Iran 2026. Making a badge for your genocide is crazy. Making a patch for your wait a minute. Hold on. Now hold on a minute. Why is there a patch if it was a skirmish? Now, why do we have a patch? So it's an operation, it's not a war. They want it to be a war. It's a war. It's a conflict in name only. Everything about it looks like a war. Hey guys, if it looks like a war and it sounds like a war and it smells like a war and there's a patch for it, it's a war. How about this? Next time you guys want to pull some shit like this where we go and have they also call it an adventure. We have an overseas adventure. We all know why, right? We all know why, you guys. We all know why we don't want to call it a war, because a war needs congressional approval. Okay? That's why we call it a conflict. It's a skirmish. It's an operation. You don't need congressional approval for an operation. That's why they call it an operation. Operation Big Balls. Operation Huge Cock. How about Operation Go to AA? How about Operation Alcoholics Anonymous? Can we get all of the Trump administration involved in that's the patch you guys need. We don't need a patch for Operation Epic Fury. I need everyone in the Trump admin to get Operation Alcohol. I need everyone in the Trump admin, the Defense Secretary, Kash Patel. You guys are all a bunch of fucking alcoholic losers. Our entire government is run. It's not even a hyper intelligent elite cabal of billionaire pedophiles. It's just a bunch of frat bro losers. That's the real conspiracy, is that it's not a bunch of. The real conspiracy is that here's the real conspiracy. The real conspiracy that they don't want you to realize is that we all think that it's the Jewish cabal. Not me. Fuck. Okay, we gotta cut that. No, I'm kidding. By we, I mean you. I don't believe that. By we, I mean This is the conspiracy that a lot of people, jokes aside, do not believe that, right? The conspiracy that we all believe right now, that we actually believe is true, is that not me, but what's pushed on us is that, it's a cabal of billionaire Jewish pedophiles. We all know that. I don't believe that, but that's what's out there. Now, think about it. Actually think about it for a sec, you guys. We all, that's out there. A lot of people believe that. And the real conspiracy is they want you to think that, because in reality, it may just be a bunch of incompetent alcoholics. And that's the scariest reality that no one wants to. Here's Kash Patel getting hammered. Does that guy look like a guy that's in a cabal? I don't know. I don't think they let alcoholic, drunk, frat bro fucking losers into the cabal. If I ran a cabal, if I was in a cabal, and I'm not saying I am, but if I was in the cabal, I would not let Kash Patel in. If I ran a cabal, if I was in a cabal of secret Illuminati leaders that controlled everything behind the scenes, I would not let Kash Patel in. I would see, maybe we do an interview. I would not let Pete Hegseth in. I would not let JD Vance in. I would not let those guys in because they're going to fuck up the operation. All right. That's a good start to the show, guys. Good start. So yeah, thank you for listening. So, what are we going to get into first? So it's May Day. I forgot. I had a lot of espresso just before this. So it's May Day. It's kind of a slow news week, other than that the president was almost murdered. Not really, though. It is. And that is actually true. It was a slow news week because the biggest story we had is that the president was almost shot. That is a slow news week in 2026. In 2026, in 2026, I open the news and I look for funny stuff to talk about and rant about. And if it's just a Trump assassination, I'm like, slow news week, guys. It's been slow. It's been a little slow. Trump almost got murdered. That's it. But we do have a lot of news. So let's start with this May Day story. This is from, I didn't even realize that this was happening, but I guess there was an economic blackout and no one was reporting on this. Or if they did, it was like story. This was not the big headline. This was not the big headline. Thousands in U.S. to join no school, no work, no shopping May Day protest and economic blackout. Now, I don't know. Maybe I'm on the wrong feeds. Maybe I am a Republican. Maybe you know what? Have you guys been on Facebook lately? Have you guys been on, it's basically boomer hell. Sometimes I go on Facebook and I start scrolling on Facebook. Facebook really has turned into like a boomer hellscape platform. It's boomer brain rot. I was on my Facebook and every other Facebook post was an AI. Every Facebook post now is from some random account that's like Jimmy Kimmel sucks. I don't know. Is this the same? Is this like relatable to anyone? Like when you go on your Facebook and you start scrolling, and like, the whole product is terrible. The product is terrible. I scroll through and it's like AI generated images of like, a child crying outside of an orphanage. And then like 28 paragraphs of a made up story about an orphan that's not real. And then it has 100,000 likes. Like that's kind of insane that an entire generation is just like reading this shit casually like it's the New York Times. What's this?
Just some boomer post.
Can we zoom in here?
So it's a meme about how women looked in the 1960s.
Oh yeah, let me read this
Just
headline.
Some AI.
1960s. 1960s ladies, no tattoos, rings, or green hair. This is exactly what it is. It's called soft white supremacy. The Facebook feed these days is soft white supremacy and heartwarming stories that are made by a Chinese AI lab. Every Facebook post now is a grid post with like a dog, or it'll be like a video of like a dog that flies away, and then everyone goes, "Oh my god, that's so how did he do that?" So gullible. So gullible. Yeah, if you're just listening, this is a kid feeding a rat. What is this? It's scary. Honestly, I almost don't even want to throw these images up. This one was like, what is this? A girl feeding
A
a
kitten that looks like a rat.
a kitten. So this is the type of shit you see on and this is what people are consuming now. At least I don't know about you. Mine is like, it literally is like Jimmy. Maybe less kids. Let's cool it with the kids. Okay, thank you. But that's what I mean. It's like weird. It's weird. But it's all AI generated slop bullshit, and apparently it's also an industry that's worth $800 billion. So let's go back to this article from the Guardian. So everyone's protesting. Can you scroll? I mean, I like a protest. I think you have to start somewhere. This so far, this is better than the dancing frogs. So far, I do like this better than the dancing frogs that were protesting ICE. I think this is a different type of choreography. Let's start directing the choreography in the right way. We don't need a director of choreographer at the protest. We need some real action, which is cool. Let's see here. The Guardian wants us to give them money. We will not be doing that because, of course, I am ultimately a capitalist. I am, it's very hard to not. It's very hard. Let me pull back the curtain for you guys a little bit. It's very hard to do this and not feel like a hypocrite shill because, this is a business venture. And that's where I want to delineate myself from every other, not that anyone listens to this at all, but that's where I want to delineate a little bit. Like, this is for fun. This is for fun, and I am a capitalist, and I do like money just a little bit. Okay, if I ever make a lot of money doing this, am I putting it into Palantir? Yes. Okay, is my whole message a lie? Maybe you don't know. I don't know. It's cool. Let's see on this Guardian article. Thousands. Could you zoom in a little bit? Thousands are expected to join an economic blackout for International Workers' Day as part of 3,500 May Day Strong events across the country today. Organizers are calling for no school, no work, no shopping, with walkouts, marches, block parties, and other gatherings planned into the evening. On the East Coast, protests were already underway by the early morning. In Manhattan, a group of Amazon workers, Teamsters, and local politicians marched from the New York Public Library's main branch to Amazon's nearby corporate offices to demand the corporation cut its contracts with ICE and the DHS. Okay, now we're talking. So, I think there really is there's this thing that's materializing. I mean, it really, truly is AI. It's AI executives versus everyone. There's no war. People go, there's no war but the class war. There's no such thing as the class war. It's the AI. Well, there is. It is. But how that's taking shape, I think, is, it's all these AI executives and people that think that they're doing good for the world and that they're like advancing the world, and 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 then they do a deal with the DHS. You know? And if you want a job and you want to make money and you want to survive and you want healthcare, then you need to implicitly co-sign your employer doing deals with the Pentagon. Now, why is the company? Can I ask a question? Let me just ask a question. Why is the company that delivers packages to my home, my apartment, my studio apartment, why is the company that is supposed to be a delivery and logistics company, why is that company doing deals with the Pentagon? Let me ask it a different way. Why does Amazon, why their whole thing is it's e-com, why does the e-commerce store bomb kids in Gaza? Why is the e-commerce store, why is the e-commerce giant, why is it also a government contractor? I mean, that's just a question I want to ask. Why? So whenever I order a laundry bag or whenever I order a pillowcase on Amazon, I'm contributing to this military machine, and what am I supposed to do? Not get a pillowcase? It's impossible to avoid. It's impossible to avoid. And if anyone, it's really tough because just because there's no ethical way to go about this in the world, it doesn't mean that we're all equal. Like if you're an engineer at Amazon and you are protesting, like they did that at Google too. If you work in tech and you and you make a lot of money doing this shit, if you work in tech and you protest your employer doing a deal with the Pentagon, then you suck. Because you need to, if you feel that way, it's time to quit. Okay? Because you should have fucking woken up and realized that they were always going to do this. They were always going to do this. And that's actually what really makes me mad about it, is that the people that work in tech, people that work in big tech, Nvidia, Google, etc., the people that work at these companies and they make all this money, they've made all this money for 20 years, right? Since 2001, Silicon Valley has been on a fucking tear. They've just been they've been killing it. People have become worth 10 to 50 billionaires. Millionaires and billionaires are being minted every day in Silicon Valley. And there was almost this culture, I feel like, for in the 2010, in the early aughts, in the 2010s, where it was actually fine. Like working at Google was like an people thought of themselves as like ethical millionaires, like it was like the show Silicon Valley. It's like, oh, this is cool. We're helping the world. We're making cool technology. And people thought, oh, I can be wealthy and a good person. And, I think what's happening now is that now that Silicon Valley billionaires are getting in bed with Trump, right? And they're getting in bed with the military AI industrial complex. That's what we should rename it, it's the AI military industrial complex. Now that all these executives are getting in bed with Republicans, all of these mostly white liberals in the Bay Area have to face a reckoning with the fact that they helped make this happen. And so that's why you see these, That's why you see these protests. And I think people are really facing an identity crisis because they see Tim Cook hanging out with Donald Trump. And they think Trump's a pedophile. So, okay, is Tim Cook a pedophile? I work for that guy. Right? Same with Jensen Huang. Jensen Huang, he needs to get a little bit more hate. We need to start giving Jensen Huang a little bit more hate, a little bit more criticism. This guy has flown mostly under the radar. NVIDIA is the new Palantir. I'm saying it right now. I'm saying it right fucking now. Jensen Huang is very, very good at PR. He's very, very good at PR. And make no mistake. Does he have NVIDIA tattooed on his arm? That's the new swastika. The NVIDIA logo is the new swastika. That's the new, he's actually kind of bricked up. Is it me or is Jensen Huang kind of thick? Is Jensen Huang kind of a hunk? So let's go to this article, Alex, about I believe it's the Journal. It's all these companies are now doing deals with the Pentagon shamelessly. They're shamelessly. This is from the Wall Street Journal. So listen to this. Top AI companies agree to Pentagon deals for classified work. And can you punch in a little more? My eyes are bad. Okay. The Defense Department has completed agreements with 8 technology companies, including many of the industry's biggest, to use their artificial intelligence capabilities in classified settings, boosting the Pentagon's efforts to gain access to cutting-edge AI tools. The department said Friday it was now capable of using in classified settings the technology and models from OpenAI, Google, Elon Musk's SpaceX, Microsoft, Amazon, Oracle, NVIDIA, and a startup, Reflection AI, and XAI, which is just owned by SpaceX now, right? So while some of the companies, including OpenAI and SpaceX, had initial deals with the Pentagon, agreeing to have their AI tools used by the military in all lawful scenario. Can we pause? Let's pause there. That is how they try to rationalize it. They go, look, we're a cool, it's a weird world, is it not? Because Amazon is in Seattle. Everyone in Seattle drinks matcha and, has a BLM flag in their on their porch. And then they work at Amazon. And doing deals with doing deals with the Pentagon, it's the end state. It's the end state for all these companies. It's really sad. It's really sad that it's a very sad time to see, like, the thing is, I think these executives, they were always bad. These executives were always bad. And now people are just starting to realize fucking way too late that these guys have always been shitty. And that and ultimately what I was trying to get to is, like, people just got fucking fooled. They got fooled that any of these CEOs in Silicon Valley had an ounce of ethics. They got fooled. A lot of people in Silicon Valley, you guys got tricked into making the Panopticon. You guys got tricked into building the Eye of Sauron. That's what you got tricked into doing. You got tricked into, every Silicon Valley engineer that's liberal got tricked into building the surveillance state, which is hilarious. That's actually fucking hilarious, because all of these Silicon Valley employees, they got tricked by Silicon Valley marketing and by like all of these empty platitudes that all these companies used to pretend to stand for. Remember Google's old slogan, "Don't be evil"? And then they first of all, that's already whoever decided that Google's mission statement was "Don't be evil." That marketing statement's already fucking stupid. You're going to have the word evil in your marketing? And then they said, you know what? That's actually too strong for us. So Google had this mission statement that was like, "Don't be evil." That's already so weak. That's already such a weak fucking mission statement. You're not even saying, "Let's do good." Google's first mission statement, which was "Don't be evil," right? That should have been the first sign that this company was fucking evil and that they were going to do deals with the IDF and the Pentagon and DARPA. Okay? Because "Don't be evil" is such a weak, limp dick statement. And if you got tricked by that, you're a fucking idiot. A good mission statement is like, "Let's do good." I wish I could have been in the room. I wish I could have been in the room when all of these initial Google employees were talking about what their mission statement should have been. And one guy was like, "Hey, how about don't be evil? How about let's do some good?" Don't be evil? So we can be a little bit bad. So what that means is you can be a little bit bad. Because good and evil are a spectrum, right? So if all you're saying is let's just not be evil, then the bar is in the fucking ocean. The bar's in the ocean. That is so genius of Google to start out with "Don't be evil," because it sets the expectation that they can be just above evil and everything's kosher. Everything's fine. We're not evil. We're just bad. We're just run-of-the-mill bad. We're just a run-of-the-mill bad company. We're not Hitler. We're right next to Hitler. We're just slightly better than Hitler. And then, more recently, Google got rid of that. They got rid of "Don't be evil" because they said there's too much money. There's too much money in being evil. Google's slogan was "Don't be evil." Then they realized, oh, wait a minute. The Pentagon wants to give us $5 billion. All right, well. They got rid of "Don't be evil," and they switched it out with "National security is very critical." Google, their first slogan is "Don't be evil." They got rid of it. And now it's, well, Israel is the only democracy in the Middle East, and we have to defend it. You understand? And it's not, I'm picking on Google, but it's every one of these companies. Google, Oracle, NVIDIA, Facebook, Microsoft, Meta. Here's a little bit of a motivational statement for you guys. If ever you think that you're wasting money on your dream, or throwing money at a passion that you have, and you feel guilty that you're like, oh man, like, I really should be saving this money. Like, I don't know if I should be putting all this money into this thing. Let me just reassure you that it's okay. It's okay to spend $10,000 on a hobby, okay? Because your hobby will never be more expensive than the metaverse, which is the ultimate hobby. The metaverse is the ultimate hobby. It was a $40 billion hobby, and it's been shut down. Every company in Silicon Valley is literally a hobby. From a happy tax season, I haven't paid my taxes yet. Suck my dick, IRS. Fuck you. Fuck the IRS. Suck my dick. I may not pay taxes this year. I know that that's like a movement. I may just not pay taxes, not for any like ethical reasons. It's just a waste of my time. I just may not pay taxes because I don't know how. Like, some people are like, I don't want to pay my taxes because I don't want $1 of my money going towards funding a genocide. I'm like, yes. Also, I don't know how to file them. It may just be out of also a practical reason. I don't know. Now, let's go back to this journal article because I really also it's it's really frustrating. Everyone's shitting on Palantir now. That's my shit, you guys. You're kind of taking my fucking thing. My thing. Palantir's up, guys. Give it up for Palantir. It's up 4% on the day, which is how you know the Iran war is alive and well. The Iran conflict is alive and well because Palantir's up. If you ever want to know if war is over, that's the real indicator. If Palantir's down, we're about to start a war. And if Palantir's up, then the war's going good. The war's going good. Now, let's see. Can you scroll down a little bit on this article? So let's see. Here's what's interesting. For many months, Anthropic's Claude models were some of the only tools available in classified settings through the data mining company Palantir, which offers AI tools to the military through its platform Maven. In response to a contract dispute, the Pentagon declared Anthropic a supply chain risk unsuitable for military work, increasing urgency of offering other models to service members in classified settings. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth called Anthropic Chief Executive Dario Amodei an ideological lunatic. Now that is fake beef. That is fake beef if I've ever seen fake beef. Make no mistake that Dario Amodei is not on our side. And by our side, I mean mid-sized landlords. Guys, make no mistake that that Dario Amodei standing up to the Pentagon doesn't make him one of us. Okay? Make no mistake that this guy is a billionaire with a capital fucking B. Okay? And just because he didn't want to do a deal with the Pentagon, it does not make him a Black Panthers member. Okay? So let's get that straight. Is that just because Dario Amodei didn't want to do a deal with the Pentagon because he thought it was unethical, that doesn't make him a Marxist. He's the CEO of Claude. All right? And he'll come around. Mark my fucking words right now. He will come around. When I come around, well, I heard you wanted a deal. I should have been Weird Al. Well, I heard you wanted a deal. Well, my name's Dario Amodei, and I run Claude. And Pete Hegseth wanted to do a deal, but I said I don't want to kill kids in Gaza. No time to virtue signal for the poor. All right. He will come around. When I come around. We can't play this song or Green Day will sue me. So, just because, fuck Green Day. Didn't they play the Super Bowl and then they didn't? Hey, if you play the Super Bowl and you don't say fuck Trump or anything, then you are an op. You're a fucking op. All of Green Day's music was about how dumb America is. And then they played the Super Bowl and they sang a song about how stupid America is. That's so fucking ironic. It was so ironic to see Green Day play this was a while ago. I don't know why. I've been thinking about the Super Bowl a lot. And I don't know why. The Super Bowl was such an interest. The Super Bowl is our psyop of the week, ladies and gentlemen. And that's an obvious one. The Super Bowl, it really is it's bread and circus, guys. It's bread and fucking circus. It's the best circus. This show is circus too, by the way. Okay? I'm the only circus it's not circus. All right? This is the anti-circus show. So, and they always fly the B-52. So Green Day plays the Super Bowl and they have all these songs about how America is stupid. right? And Americans are fucking dumb. And then they go, "Thank you, God, yeah, we love you." And then all the weapons of death, they fly over Green Day. "Thank you, America. Woo! Yeah, we love Green Day." And then they fly the genocide squad. It just makes me is this from the Super Bowl? That's great. Doesn't that look fucking stupid as whoa. And then they fly the fucking B-52 or the what's that one called? The fucking Black Hawk. It's a stupid Epic Fury. Operation Epic Fury. What's epic about bombing a girls' school? Can I ask that question? What's epic about hitting a girls' school with a Tomahawk missile and then lying and say that you didn't do that? Is that epic? I didn't know that. I didn't know that qualifies as epic. The Freedom Dorito. That's what they call it. They call it the Freedom Dorito. I don't know what freedoms it's protecting. The only freedoms that the B-52 protects is the freedom for the billionaire pedophiles to continue to do what they do. That's in the Constitution. Remember, guys, it's about liberty. It's about liberty. It's about the liberties of the elite to be above the law. That's what America is about. The United States is a country, and we are founded on the belief that our elite are above the law, and that's the most important thing. The most important thing about America, you have to understand, is that your healthcare is not as important as the billionaire's yacht party. Every time a billionaire has a yacht party and they throw out the extra, the extra filet mignon and foie gras. Is that how you say that? That's how you know I'm on your side. I don't know. Foie gras. Every time there's a yacht party and they throw out all of the foie gras and the fucking filet mignon and the fancy hors d'oeuvres, every time they throw out all that food, that is effectively our tax dollars funneled through a defense contractor that should have, quite frankly, gone to your diabetes medication. Think about that. Think about that for a second. Think about all the yacht parties that have happened, where the owner of the yacht is a billionaire entrepreneur and the founder of a defense contractor, which means all his money comes from government contracts. Where does that money come from? That comes from the taxpayer. Where do those taxes come from? That comes from your paycheck. So it's your money. So your money goes into the government. Then the government gives it to the defense contractor. The defense contractor keeps most of that money, overcharges the government for military equipment, and then now with your tax dollars in his pocket, he buys a yacht, has a yacht party, buys filet mignon, doesn't eat it, and throws it out and throws it into the ocean. And that should have been diabetes medication for you. Or maybe you should have just eaten better, you fat fuck. Maybe you should have just pulled yourself up by your cankles. What's a cankle? Is that like a fat ankle? I hope that's not like a slur. Do you know what a cankle is? The etymology?
Cough ankle.
Calf. Yeah,
Calf. Yeah.
Oh, it's like all one. That's really mean. I really regret saying that. What's this? Vegetables?
Diabetes stuff.
Oh, diabetic. Oh yeah. See, if you just had a tomato and a carrot, should have had a tomato, bro. Yeah, guys, it is a bittersweet. This is a bittersweet moment for me because everyone's talking about Palantir now, and I'm glad everyone's talking about it. But I've been talking about Palantir for 2-3 years. And everyone else that's talking about Palantir right now, you guys don't actually give a shit about it. And that's how you can distinguish a ranked hater from a casual hater. I am not a lot of people are casually hating Palantir right now. I am a ranked Palantir hater. You understand? The next time someone shits on Palantir, I want you to go, okay, well, who's the CEO? Name the CEO. Go ahead. Oh, you can't. Because you don't actually hate Palantir. You're a casual hater. I need more people to become ranked haters. Okay? Just, you gotta hate full, no half-assed hate. You're either a full-on hater or you're an op. Okay? Or you're a fan. You're a ranked hater or you're a fan. Okay? You know, that's like when people are like, oh, I love Tame Impala. Oh, yeah, name 5 songs by Tame Impala. I do that. I'm going to do that with Palantir. Next time someone's like, Palantir's crazy, man. I'm like, okay, name their top 5 contracts by revenue. Oh, you hate Palantir? Who's the CEO's name? And name their top 5 geographies by ARR. I sound like more like an investor in Palantir. Oh yeah, you hate Palantir? How much financing did they raise in their Series B? Oh yeah? You hate Palantir. How about you tell me what they're working on in the Middle East? If you hate them so much. Everyone hates this company now, and it's as your gracious host and intellectual, as your thought leader. If you're listening to this, I am your thought leader. I lead your thoughts. That's a very heavy responsibility. It's a very heavy responsibility to lead your thoughts, and by that I mean all your hoes. It's a very heavy responsibility to be a thought leader for 60 people. I am a thought leader for 60 people, Alex. That's a heavy burden. It's a heavy burden to be a thought leader for 60 people. And now that I've proven my foresight, hopefully at this point, guys, I've proven that my show is very unique and I have a lot of foresight. Okay? I go back to, I swear to God, what episode is this? 138? I'm on episode 138. Why don't you go back to episode 3? I actually don't, because I said a lot of slurs on that episode. I'm kidding. Go back to the beginning of my show, you guys, and you'll see that I was shitting on this company when it was at $20 a share. Now, hopefully that proves to you that I have a lot of foresight into how the world will evolve. And so now the question is, what is the new Palantir? Right? And I don't have the answer yet, but I will soon. What is the new Palantir? We don't know. The new Palantir is Sean Show. That's the big grift. The big grift is this show is actually a defense contractor. Just kidding. I'm not the Joe Rogan Experience. The Joe Rogan Experience may very well be a defense contractor. Joe Rogan may very well be directly funded by the CIA at this point. I really can't. All right, I just love shitting on him. I mean, I'm sorry. I just can't. I can't do it anymore. I can't, like. I really don't. It's really hard as a comic. It's really hard for me to process. It's really hard for me to process that guy. It's really hard for me to process the turn that he's taken. You know, it's really hard. In a lot of ways. Okay, this is the craziest take I've ever had, but I'm just gonna fucking do it. In a lot of ways, Joe Rogan is the Israel of comedy. Stay with me on this. Joe Rogan is the Israel of the comedy industry, because if you criticize it or him, right, you're excommunicated. Or a large swath of the world is going to make you persona non grata. Right? If you criticize Joe Rogan, Israel is the Israel of comedy, but also Joe Rogan is Israel incarnate. Really. We really, looking back, a lot of people were just fooled. They were just fooled by this amalgamation. the whole world, it's so sad because we are fucking stupid. The whole world was fooled by this amalgamation of Marvel and Elon Musk and Joe Rogan and, you know, libs of TikTok. It's like this giant like orb of it's just giant orb of propaganda that just like, you know, plowed its way through American culture in the last decade. And you know, I'll admit that I fell for it. I wised up a lot sooner than most people though. Okay? I do want to say that I did wise up to what was going on before a lot of people, but I'm guilty of it too. That's why I can talk about it. That's why I understand it. But when Elon Musk went on Joe Rogan, that really was historians will look at that and be like, that's when the fall of Rome started. When Joe Rogan made Elon Musk smoke weed, historians will look back on this and be like, that was the end of the American empire. That was the end of the American empire. Do you want to know why? Because the idea of Elon Musk smoking weed, so many people got tricked by this. So many people got tricked by this. Smoking weed does not make you a Marxist. If anything, being a weed smoker in 2026 makes you a fucking capitalist shill pig. Weed is not cool. Okay? Weed does not automatically make you a relatable good guy. And Elon Musk smokes a blunt, and the whole world got tricked into thinking that Elon Musk was just another everyman that wanted to get us to Mars and bring humanity to the next level. And what do we find? We find that, no, he wanted to hang out on an island and fuck kids. Right? We found that, no, he wanted to be he's an insecure psychopath. Insecure psychopaths are ruining the world. They're plundering the world of its resources. And even to this day, some people still look like they're still committed. They go, man, if I really need to find a way to put this into words about how this phenomena, it's really hard for me to put into words, but you want to know what the worst type of guy is? The worst type of guy out there. This type of guy that I'm about to describe, this type of guy may literally have been this type of guy, and there's millions of these people out there. These are the type of guys that may literally have obliterated humanity. And that's a big statement. But the type of guy that I'm about to describe may be responsible for the impending destruction of our civilization. And I'm going to tell you what the guy is. Okay? This is the guy I'm talking about. I know many of these people. I've met many of these people throughout my life. These are the people where you criticize something that's bad, and then they call you weird. That type of guy is going to ruin and is responsible for the downfall of our fucking species. Because I criticized Elon Musk. I criticized Elon Musk for a decade at this point, publicly. And whenever you criticize stuff, they go, you're weird, dude. Why are you being so weird? Someone's jealous. You're like, hey, I don't think that Elon Musk's companies should be subsidized by the taxpayer. I was saying that in fucking 2017. You know, I was saying, why are my tax dollars going towards subsidizing the cheapest fucking car on the planet, the Tesla? Why are my tax dollars subsidizing some billionaire fuck's shitty product? And then everyone around me would go, bro, you're like so jealous. Oh, you're so jealous. Those guys. And now, you want to know what? Those guys are all coming around. And now they hate Elon Musk. Oh, now you hate him. Oh, now you hate him. You dumb fucks. You guys are all such dumb fucks. Now you hate him. Now you hate him because it's popular to hate him. You guys need to get better at hating. The whole world. We have to get the quality of our hating up. I want your hate to be substantiated. I want it to be backed by evidence, and I want it to be rational and reasonable. Okay? Because all of this hating that's just it's based on what the media wants you to hate, then you're fucked. All right? So that's just a message. Wow, we really didn't talk about the news at all. What else do we have, Alex? We have we have to do this. We have to do the TMZ thing. I love this. This might be the best news of the year. TMZ. We all know TMZ. Excuse me. TMZ is now in Washington, D.C. This is the best news of the year. Okay? This is the best news of the year. It's the only good news of the year. Because if you guys don't know, TMZ, they go to LA, they're in LA, and they harass the celebrities, and they break these scandals. Now, they're going to be doing that shit to the politicians in D.C. This is the best fucking news of the year. Okay? There was already this story where a TMZ journalist, and they are journalists, they're heroes. They're boots on the... TMZ DC, they are the last people... TMZ DC is the last line of defense between us and a fascist state. I'm sorry. That's kind of how I see it. I think they're owned by, I guess the CEO of TMZ has ties to Epstein, so I'm not, I don't actually like them, right? But the actual journalism that's happening just on paper is crazy. Some journalists looked Pete Hegseth in his eyes and was like, do you think you're going on a power trip? I'm like, God damn. TMZ's in the fucking press room. Hi, yeah, Madam Press Secretary? Hi, TMZ DC, do you think you're a dumb bitch? Do you, I mean, the headlines are going to be amazing, you guys. The headlines are going to be amazing. It's going to be like Lindsey Graham loves big wars and big cock. We have the pics. It's going to be incredible. Let's throw this one up there. That's hilarious. We also seen another way. This does seem like a nightmare. Because now our politics, TMZ being in DC, now our whole political system, it's honest. Because this has always been what it is. You know what I mean? If you're just listening, this is from TMZ. Donald and Melania are really in love. Just look at their hand holding, ! This is how politics should be reported on. Okay? It should be, and you may not like TMZ's methods, but they get to the fucking truth. You may not like TMZ's methods. Mark my words, TMZ DC, they're going to be the outlet that releases the unredacted Epstein files. That's going to happen. None of these other media institutions, they're institutions. They're part of the fucking system. They don't give a fuck. They're not actually trying to do journalism. TMZ DC, they're gonna find some shit. The TMZ DC team is gonna unlock some crazy shit. TMZ DC is gonna be like aliens. It's gonna be they're I can't wait. So that's good. That's fun. We have what else do we have, Alex? Do we have anything funny? This JP Morgan thing was funny.
Yeah.
The JP Morgan thing. Can you scroll down? What else? What's the
Grok stealing from OpenAI. Hegseth and Warren.
What's this one? Key takeaways. Can you scroll up? What's that one? Or
that's the Musk OpenAI.
Oh yeah. Elon Musk is on trial with Sam Altman. Yeah, let's talk about this. So, can you punch in a little bit there? Um, Key takeaways from Musk's testimony at OpenAI trial. So OpenAI, so I guess Elon Musk and OpenAI are like in a lawsuit right now, and I gotta say, I really don't give a fuck. I really the Elon Musk and Sam Altman are like in a court battle right now, and they're like on trial. The only trial that I care about is when both of these guys are being tried at The Hague. Okay, that's the only trial I care about. I don't give a shit about whether OpenAI was a nonprofit and then it converted to for profit, and it should have been a charity. The only trial I give a shit about is when Sam Altman is on trial for crimes against humanity. Okay? All right? The only trial I care about is when Sam Altman and Elon are on trial for war crimes at the fucking Hague. I don't give a shit about a stockholders civil case. I don't give a shit about a civil trial about whether or not OpenAI was a 501c3. I want to see Sam Altman in handcuffs and wearing orange, bright fucking orange. Okay? For doing deals with DARPA, which we love. We love DARPA on the show. The only difference between Sam Bankman-Fried and Sam Altman is luck. Sam Altman and Sam Bankman-Fried, to me, are like, in my mind, they're like the same guy. If anything, Sam Bankman-Fried was cooler because he was doing crypto shit. The only difference between Sam Bankman-Fried and Sam Altman is the law firm that they hired to defend them. Like, that's the only difference. If anything, Sam Altman is guiltier than Sam Bankman-Fried. You want to know why Sam Bankman-Fried is in jail and Sam Altman is not? Because Sam Bankman-Fried stole from the rich and Sam Altman stole from the masses. That's the only fucking difference. Sam Altman's entire company is built on theft. The theft of humanity's global intellectual property labor. Sam Altman's company is a larger theft of property than Sam Bankman-Fried. And yet, Sam Bankman-Fried is the one in jail. He's an art theft. Sam Altman is an art theft. He's literally a art burglar. And we all think he's this great guy. We all think Sam Altman is this fantastic, interesting, eccentric billionaire CEO. And by the way, now Sam Altman, and this is, Alex, can you look this up? Sam Altman is now advocating for regulation. More recently. Now, this is really interesting. Sam Altman is advocating for a public investment fund and a 4-day. Can you look up Sam Altman 4-day work week? Because this is really interesting. And the timing of this is really interesting. Because he was is this the article?
Yeah, it's one. It says it's similar to Jamie Dimon's 4-day work week.
Yeah, let's take a look at this 4-day, anything with 4-day work week. This is from Fortune magazine. Can you zoom in a little bit?
Sure, this one might be.
Oh, here we go. So the timing of this is very funny. Okay, let me read this. This is gonna be funny. Okay. Let's see. OpenAI's Sam Altman. This is incredible. Can we get the date first? Can you tell me the date, Alex? This is gonna be amazing.
April 6th.
April 6th. Okay. OpenAI's Sam Altman tells companies to try 4-day working week. Now, I think the timing of this is very interesting because I don't know if you guys remember, someone recently tried to burn him alive. Someone recently tried to burn Sam Altman alive, and now, happy May Day. We might get a 4-day work week. You know what works? You know what? Okay, I want to delineate between what works. I'm a pragmatist. I like pragmatic solutions. I look at what works out in the field. What seems to work from my chair, my leather chair, my brown leather chair that I bought on Amazon. I think this is just an observation. I'm not saying what anyone should or shouldn't do. I want to make that very clear. Is that clear, Alex? I want to make this clear before I make the observation that I'm just seeing what works. Not even works. Works is too strong of a word. What are the outcomes? It seems like when we have a choreographed group of dancing inflatable frogs in the street, seems like that's not really moving the needle for the working class and general civil rights. Seems like what is moving the needle potentially is attempting to burn people alive. Burning people alive, you may not like it, but it kind of checks them. I'm not saying that they should be burned alive. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say that. I am not saying that we should try to burn the AI executives alive. That's not what I'm saying. Okay? This is the DOD. Oh, the DOJ.
It's FBI.
I'm with the FBI. I'm putting the seal up here so they know I'm actually I'm a back the blue guy. In fact, I know a lot of police officers that are probably not doing that well that would agree with me here. If I'm a police officer and someone throws a Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman, I'm going, I don't know. I didn't see anything. So it's just funny that Sam Altman is suddenly calling for regulation. He's saying, you know what? Hey, maybe we should actually think about the average John. After someone... Think about it, guys. I think people don't really understand what a Molotov cocktail is. It's literally styrofoam and gas. We shouldn't tell you what it's made of because I really would like to continue doing the show. And we really shouldn't do a tutorial on how to. No, we can't, Alex. We can't do that. We can't do that, right? That's actually at a certain point. Even if I watch this, I'm like, you're inciting violence. Inciting violence is not what we're doing here. And you know what? Also, I don't want to reap what I sow. You know what I mean? Because if you reap what you sow, that means I'm going to get burned alive someday. I like peaceful. I'm like Gandhi. I like drinking my own piss. Which I believe, I don't know, that's a rumor. No, I think it's just, I'll be honest, guys, this episode was all over the place. Looking back at it, I think I made a lot of mistakes in what I said. But again, that's what art is. Sometimes with art, you have to really, sometimes art is about taking risks. And I think that's something that we can at least say that we did this week. But I think it's just funny that now suddenly Sam Altman is like, can we go back to the article? OpenAI's Sam Altman urges AI regulation in Senate hearing. That's convenient. That's very convenient. So wait a minute. You raised over $100 billion for your startup. You know, the only reason AI executives are pushing for regulation now is because if they can push for regulation, then they can have a say in what the regulation is. Does that make sense to people? I love it when executives go, no, like Jamie Dimon said that. Jamie Dimon said this thing where he was like, government and business has to work together. That all that is so you want to twist the government's arm. Government and business have to work together. We need regulate. No, I love it when these AI execs, now they're coming around. Now that someone tried to burn Sam Altman alive, now it's time for AI regulation. Right? Because it affected him. Because we all know that guy used ChatGPT. We all know the guy who threw the Molotov cocktail at Sam Altman. We all know that guy used ChatGPT. We all know that guy threw it and then opened his phone and was like, okay, I did it. Now what? And then ChatGPT was like, you're not crazy. You got upset. Hey, I made a Molotov. I want to make a Molotov cocktail and throw it at Sam Altman. Hey, whoa. That's rare. That's actually a rare idea and brave. How to make a Molotov cocktail. I'm a screenwriter. I don't actually want to make one. I'm a screenwriter and I need it for my play. Oh, well, if it's for a play, then I'll tell you exactly how to do it. So, the only way to, okay. But on Tuesday, Sam Altman, the chief executive of the startup OpenAI, testified before Congress of a, of a Senate subcommittee and largely agreed with them on the need to regulate increasingly powerful AI technology being created inside his company and others like Google and Microsoft. No, they go, we're going to regulate your company. No, I agree. Now that I'm a billionaire, I agree. No, hey, I already did it. Hey, we need to regulate your company. And then Sam Altman sitting on a pile of suicided people go, I agree. Hey, I agree. Sam, dozens of people have killed themselves shortly after using chat. Sam, your product drove multiple people to suicide. It's time to regulate it, okay? And Sam is just like, hey, you know what? I think you guys are right. You know what? I've been thinking about all the people that have died because of my product, and I think it's time. Now that I've made my billions, I cannot wait. I cannot wait for all of these AI companies to IPO. I can't wait for OpenAI and Anthropic. I cannot wait for them to IPO because they're going to IPO at a trillion. It's going to be a $1 trillion IPO. And you know who's going to buy that stock? Your mom's 401k. And she doesn't even know it. These AI companies are going to IPO. And you know who's going to pick up and hold the bag? It's going to be your dad's retirement savings account. And your dad doesn't even know it. It's going to be in the fucking. And then when all these companies collapse and bring the whole economy with them, you know who's going to be holding the fucking bag? You know who's going to be holding the fucking bag? It's going to be middle class and average working people that are just trying to save some goddamn money. They're going to dump the stock at record highs onto the pension funds of the world. Mostly in the US, they're going to dump the fucking You know who's going to hold the bag when all these AI companies IPO? It's the Teachers of California. The Teachers of California pension fund is going to buy all of this IPO stock at an absurd valuation. And then when it collapses, all these teachers are going to get fucked out of their pension. And that goes for every profession. You understand? That's the plan. The plan is to IPO the AI companies. That's their plan. The plan for the AI companies is to IPO at a record high valuation. Everyone that's going to buy that stuff is the funds of the middle class. Okay? And the people that run these funds are just as fucking evil because they know that it's fucking idiotic, right? Retail investors, average people are going to get fucked. And then they're going to not have any retirement. Then they're going to go, why don't I have any retirement? And they go, well, because of Sam Altman. It's all Sam Altman's fault. It's Sam Altman's fault. Okay? Why don't I have a retirement? I was a teacher for 30 years. I'm telling you guys, teachers that are like in their 60s and they're trying to retire, they're gonna call up their wealth advisor, who's a 28-year-old fuckboy who went to Yale, and they're gonna call up their wealth advisor who doesn't know anything about money, and they're gonna go, they're gonna call their wealth advisor at Edward Jones, and they're gonna go, "How's my 401k doing, Bill?" It's down this year again. Why? How am I gonna retire? Don't worry. I put all your money in a growth equity, tech equity fund. Well, how's that doing? Well, it's down 80%. Why? Well, there's been a lot of OpenAI, there's been a lot of regulation, and that's really hurt the performance of the fund. Well, what's going on? I trusted you. Yeah, well, we made some investments that maybe didn't make the most. We bought OpenAI. Well, what we did is we took your retirement account and we put all that money into a company that's never made a dime of profit. Why did we do that? Because it's called the Equity Growth Tech Fund. I thought you guys were smart. Well, sometimes the markets go down. How am I going to retire? I was supposed to retire next year. I'm exhausted. I want to go on vacation. I want to have fun. I'm sorry, you're going to have to teach a little bit longer. Why? Well, because Sam Altman wanted a second yacht. The people of the world are going to have to work an extra decade so that Sam Altman can hire a private security company. Is this clocking? Do I make sense to anyone? I don't think I make sense to anyone. I really don't. I really don't think that the intersection of what I know is relatable to anyone. So that's fun. All right, guys, we gotta go. This is kind of a crazy episode. I had fun. Thank you, Alex, for as always.
Thank you.
We're never gonna say anything about his identification because this is all me. Alex is AI. It's not a real voice. He's actually it's just me. Guys, we love you. Thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. And we're honestly, the show, crazy enough, the show is actually getting a little bit bigger, which is cool. So I really appreciate all of you guys for listening, reviewing the show, following the show on Spotify and YouTube, and subscribing and commenting and liking. All that shit helps because then the show gets recommended to more people. And if you want, and I mean, I'm losing money. I'm losing thousands of dollars a month on the show. So please, I'm begging you to sign up for the Patreon, where you can get an extra episode every week, where, believe it or not, I actually say even crazier shit on the Patreon. No, I'm equally as crazy. You get the same product. It's more stuff. So on the Patreon, we're going to dive into a lot more shit about all of your favorite topics, AI, Pete Hegseth. We're going to go into the Pete Hegseth hearing, which will be interesting, and that happened recently, and we didn't even talk about the shooting, so maybe we'll talk about the shooting as well, the Trump assassination attempt, which is just old news, but we'll talk about that and so much more. And again, as a disclaimer, this is a funny rant show. I like to rant and I like to be funny. That's the show. And anything I said that pissed you off or scared you, this is all satire, etc. You know that what's the South Park disclaimer? This is all satire, blah, 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 blah.
Fictional depiction.
This is a fictional depiction of a blah, blah, blah. This is a fictional depiction of a satire of a blah, blah, blah. It's a satire on a blah. I love how, like, at the end of the show, I'm like, I didn't mean any of that. I didn't mean any of it. I said all that stuff with a lot of passion and emotion. I didn't mean any of it. And go back. That's what all disclaimers are. They go, hey, all that stuff I said, I didn't believe it. Go back to work and shut the fuck up. This is all for fun. Go back to work. And that is what I want you to do. Fucking go back to work. Go back to work. And when you're done with work, come back and watch the Patreon. All right. Bye. That's the show.